Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders carryover Locke here on the channel, where we're going to be speaking with whatever's left of General Robot apparently. But yeah, we now have the tech elemental source to recover for the 5th episode of the carryover series. I did take a brief break between recording the previous episode and recording this one to get all of my Skylanders fully upgraded, so every single one of them is fully upgraded now. And only a couple of them remain under level 10. I'm sure by the end of this series we will at least, or the end of this game I should say, we will at least be close, if not at level 10 with all of them. But say we first of all have Troll Warehouse to worry about, and it's a good thing we get to start the episode of Stump Smash, because the first episode to pop up is of the life element, so we've got to stay Stump Smash a little bit longer, because as always, per the rules of a regular lock, we have to swap out for a Skylander corresponding to the current element of the area. We cannot swap out again until the element of the area changes once more, and in this case the corresponding element would be life to kick this particular chapter off with. The only chapter of the Tech Trilogy to have a life element that will be stronger, so it's the only chance we're going to get at this episode of seeing the might of Stump Smash. And in fact, this is going to be the first episode since the very debut where we're not going to see anything of Warnado, which is just going to be a bit weird to be honest, because the air appears throughout so many different chapters in this game. They're not necessarily like long air sections, but it does appear quite spread out throughout the entire game. The same is said for life and tech. They're definitely like the three most spread out and common elements throughout the game. That's great, Snuckles, but you're not Blobbers, so I don't care. Get off my screen, not Blobbers. That's what we're going to call Snuckles from now on. He's not Blobbers, so he is not Blobbers. He's honorary Blobbers, but not quite Blobbers, so therefore he is not Blobbers. And there's a life element I was referring to earlier. Now, I would really love to skip over this puzzle right now, because they're so slow-paced and they really like just break up the pacing of the level in their entirety. But unfortunately, this game hadn't yet thought of incorporating the gloriousness of low puzzle cheats. So unfortunately we're going to have to go through every single one of the paces here and complete this puzzle as intended. I know, right? It sucks. It totally sucks. It's so bad. I don't want to do this, but unfortunately the game doesn't really care about what I want, so we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. We're going to do it to an excellent standard. For a moment now, I was like, no, I don't think I will. And then the game is like, ha! No, bitch, you're going to have to wait for this guy. So we have a new enemy here in Foundry. Yeah, that guy's going to have to try to attack us and he's going to fail miserably. And he's going to fail miserably again. Boom, boom, shake the room. And he's out of here. Didn't even have enough time to strike him here. So his invincibility, at the end of the day, it meant nothing. Nothing! So here we go with a little bit more of yelling and a little bit more of puzzles, and puzzles that I love them so much. I can't get enough of these, honestly. They're just way too good. I wish I was as good as these puzzles are, but these puzzles are pale by comparison to their raw and pained awesomeness. Totally. Absolutely freaking totally. So let's gather that, and then we'll gather this final one, which I believe should result in a perfect score. I can't imagine her doing much better than that. And now again the game, we got ourselves a perfect score. Okay, we have a rocket in, which reminds me of a Hobniaro, to be honest. But yes, I do love the enemy variety in this game, but Swap Force really did take enemy variety to the next level. There's like 16 different chompies in that game. I'm not overly exaggerating there too, that might be a literal number or not. The point is, there's a lot of chompies in that game, and it's pretty cool, but we're not playing that game at the moment, we're playing Spurs Adventure, so it's time to focus on the game at hand, obviously. What are you hitting me for? Stop hitting me! Okay, that's it, we showed that guy who's boss. And so did my massive acorn, let's freaking go! Those dudes, they did not stand a chance. And I've got to grab this chicken right here, because everyone knows that chicken and tree creatures, they go hand in hand. Yes, remember your courage. You got to be more Gryffindorish there, Snuggles. Even though I take Snuggles as, actually, no, yeah, he's definitely a Gryffindor type. We were talking about houses from Harry Potter earlier, about how I'm a Gryffindor. Blobbers, I would certainly take as more of a Ravenclaw, Slytherin type. You know, he's a combination of the two, so to say. But that's because almost every Ravenclaw has a ounce of a sliver in them, because at the end of the day, like, their intelligence, their creativity, their wit, they have to channel it towards something, and most of the time that is ambition. And plus, to be intelligent means to be resourceful, so there's an ounce of slivering in us all, but mostly in Ravenclaws. To be fair, there's no such thing as being 100% one thing or another. Like I say, I'm a Gryffindor. That's because I'm part Gryffindor, part Hufflepuff. You know, I'm a combination of the two. Mostly Gryffindor, though. No, you got to favour one side or the other. So for me, I'm Gryffindor always. It's the best house. It's the coolest house. It's like, it's my choice of the house, which is the most important part of it all. But it helps that I'm generally adept at being chivalrous and brave and courageous, you know, just pretty much all the traits that make a Gryffindor a Gryffindor. A gun snout? Well, there you have a gun for a snout, so they call it a gun snout. Funniest thing about the Sorting Hat, though, is that the Sorting Hat clearly does not get things correct all the time, because I reckon Hermione would have made a better Ravenclaw than she did a Gryffindor. You know, obviously not what the Sorting Hat had in mind for her, though, is it? I mean, they had to make her a Gryffindor, so then she could be a Gryffindor alongside the other two main characters. That is what you call a plot contrivance, my friend. Okay, so we're going to go all the way to the left here, and to the left again, and to the left again. The game just really wants me to go left right now, because guess what? I have to go left again. Alright, so now we've got to go right, right again. Okay, luckily we can finally go left again, but left is the only thing we have left for the entirety of the puzzle. Boom, maybe 12 moons. I'm pretty sure that's a prefect score. It is indeed. And why am I calling it prefect instead of perfect? Because prefect is so close to the word perfect. It's literally changing over the position of the R and the E to change perfect into prefect. And purposefully mispronouncing stuff is hilarious. Especially when it comes to names of Skylanders characters. Like, at the end of the day, there's nothing greater than calling Persephone by her incorrect name, which is Persephone. That's not her name. Her name is clearly Persephone. Whoever says Persephone is getting it 1000% wrong. It's not like that's how the game pronounces the name or anything. No, definitely not. The name is Persephone, folks, and I am right, you are wrong. That's how this works right now. That is how this works. End of story. I gotta go. Can I even squeeze through? No, because Stump Smash is apparently useless. So let's get you pushed all the way back out there again. Blop. Blop. Boom, baby. Okay, that's more or less in place. So we've got to push these back out of place again. And I believe that's the puzzle. I believe so correctly. Let's just think and go. That's a satisfying puzzle to beat, I cannot lie. But now we get to pick up more honorary pepperoni slices, because when I played through this level for the first time, these map pieces looked a little bit to me like pepperoni slices. So I mistook them for pepperoni pizza, as opposed to what they actually are, which is obviously map pieces. Boom, take that. Now, usually in the Wii version, this is where the element of the area changes to the water element. But for some reason, for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions of the game, they kept this as the life elemental zone, so we get to remain as Stump Smash as opposed to switching out to Zap, which is what we would be doing in the Wii version of the game right now, but unfortunately we aren't playing the Wii version, so instead we stick with Stump Smash, which I'm alright with, even though I much prefer Zap. In fact, with the exception of Igknight, Zap is my favourite character in this Locke cast at the moment. And it feels like ages since we played it last, because it is. Last time we played it was the Fire from Lagoon. And the funniest thing is that watching this series weekly, it's going to feel like even longer between playing these different Skylanders. For me, I'm binging for recording of this series, so I've recorded everything up to this point so far in a single session. So for me, it feels like even less time waiting between switching characters is what it does for you, waiting weeks for these episodes apart. I'm going to have so many episodes pre-recorded that I'm going to have episodes prepared for after the world ends. The world will end and my YouTube videos will just like suddenly shift live because I have them scheduled. I have them all pre-recorded and scheduled, ready for your folks' enjoyment. Don't ever say I don't do nothing for you. I like being able to attack this guy before he can initiate his attacks. That makes it a hell of a whole lot easier now, doesn't it? Okay, cool. Let's continue plowing through all of these barrels right now. They had it coming. Not looking at me funny. Because they didn't do that. No, they're just being killed because I felt like it. No other reason. I would love to play as a fire Skylander right now. I have yet to have even played as my favourite Skylander in this Locke, Igknight. But we aren't tackling elemental gates, so for now, Ignitor's just going to have to wait. Luckily, though, he can finally make his debut in this episode, because Battlefield is where we see fire for the first time.
Great work! Now we'll be able to make our way through the minefield. After you.
I mean, the subtitles for Snuckles did not match what he was actually physically saying, but oh well, you know, who cares about that degree of accuracy, right? You know, we can have subtitles that don't match up with dialogue whatsoever. Okay, I believe there's no mines over here, so we can come and grab ourselves this chest, because I want it. You know, Drill Sergeant, his gold is looking rather low, and by that I mean not maxed out, so you know we've got to grab it, even if it's at the risk of our lives. Seems totally wise to me. After all, if I die over some treasure, it was worth it. It was so worth it. Wait, Warehouse 14 has been said and done with without death, so it's even more practical yet, you know. Death and treasure is great. Death without treasure is awful. But the best of all is no death and treasure. That's the greatest, most combination in the entirety of a known universe. There's no combination greater than that. And combinations, you know, that's a long and rich history, so that's really saying something. There are so many combinations of things out there. By the way, let us continue on. We did fail at numerous objectives, but do I care? Not really. So we have another cutscene, which I'm going to press this button of the video game for. If you skip button, we're going to get that deep stew straight out here, because as always, it is unnecessary, and we love skipping over the unnecessary deep stew. It's my favourite pastime, skipping over all the unnecessary deep stew. A bit like growing out my hair, actually. We just get to play with it on the face cam. Look all pretty for you.
You know, recently the troll military has taken a massive leap forward in terms of its technological capability.
Yeah, I don't believe that for the sake of trolls. I mean, they're trolls. They maybe have like 2 giant brain cells between the whole army of them. And one of which is dedicated to Boomer, because he had the wisdom to become a good guy instead.
Our soldiers have been struggling to breach their main factory.
I mean, Mablobs is, not Mablobs, Lobgoblin is the only troll, despite him having Goblin in the name. He's the only troll that can count past 7. And yet we're supposed to believe that those people, even with the resources that they have, are able to make technological advancements. Resources are one thing, but you actually need the intelligence to go with them. It's like for Wakandan duology in MCU at the moment, Shuri is smart, which is why she's able to use her resources capably. If she wasn't smart, then how is she supposed to know to make the most of the resources that she has at her disposal in the first place? Tony Stark is smart because he's able to make the most out of limited resources, though I can imagine that Shuri would be able to do the same with limited resources because that's just her natural intelligence. You know, whereas for what if Shuri got exploded in Afghanistan or wherever it was that Tony Stark got into trouble. It's been a while since I've seen the first Iron Man movie. The point is, I want that what if episode in season 3. I want what if Shuri became Iron Man. I think that would be an interesting what if concept if you were to ask me. And what's also interesting is that Earth is stronger here, so it's time to switch out for the corresponding Skylander bash. Let's see me rolling. Okay, let's blow him up. Boom, baby! Oh, that is so very satisfying. Okay, time for some overkill. Okay, that's overkill, alright. The game couldn't even comprehend. So we've grabbed ourselves a storage goal because I feel like it, no reason. And we're going to skip over it once again because I feel like it, no reason. Okay, boom, baby. That's how you can tell that I've gone on ahead and upgraded my Skylanders off camera, because Bash now has this fully upgraded tail, which he's going to use to absolutely obliterate these guys. Boom! Oh, now that's some overkill right now. Let's get him! Get them all! Every last one of them! And this guy, I'm not even going to get up close and personal with. Boom! Take that, sucker! I'm also going to grab the food. Not that Bash needed it much. He took very little damage during that excursion because he's just so that overpowered that he was defeating enemies before they had a shot at even hitting him. And the best part is that you can charge with that tail. You get attacked and it doesn't disrupt the charge animation. It's great. Those enemies who came in close to hit you and they have no idea what they're in for. And what they're in for, it is a rude awakening, a one-shot, because Bash's tail is just that broken, bruv. It's just that broken. Literally, you know, he went flying earlier whilst utilising the attack because the game couldn't even handle it. Yeah, that's great, mate. That's great. We're halfway through the first game here. And I still can't skip over Unnecessary Leaps 2. I haven't picked up that skill. Imagine if that was actually skills from Locke in video games. You had to unlock the skill of skipping cutscenes. That would be 10 skill points, yo. Or imagine if it was like knowing EA, I'm kind of surprised it's not like a paywall. Like I'm surprised it's not a paid DLC to skip cutscenes in the video game. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna take them out. Neat. Then we're gonna grab another bomb, blow some stuff up, make the frame rate of the game just drop to an abysmal like 10 frames per second. It felt like. Because you know what? Who needs a smooth frame rate when you're blowing shit up, right? Who needs 30 FPS when you can instead watch things explode slowly at a smooth, you know, 1.25 frames per second? I said 10 FPS earlier, that was kind of generous. It's more like 1.25 FPS. Game just can't handle Bash, man. He's too powerful for the game to comprehend properly. But without further ado, we're not going to be Bash no more because we have Drill Sergeant instead to place upon Portal's power. Who, might I reiterate, is not nearly as good as Bash. I wish I was playing Bash right now, but the game doesn't care about what I want, or what I wish for. Yeah, that was great, Nort. I would love to go up there and find a handy dandy Mega Bomb, but I can't do that whilst you continue to explain that I should go up there and find a handy dandy Mega Bomb. Instead of explaining and saying that I should do that, how about you just leave me to do that? Oh boy, this guy is tough! Okay, I did not have a fun time with him. No! Shut up! I'm in the middle of combat here! Don't you know it's rude to try and talk and disrupt someone whilst they're in the middle of destroying enemies with their drills? Don't you know that's rude? Well, you never taught that's a rude thing to do. Obviously, that man never learnt his manners, obviously. Okay, let's open his chest up right now. It's gonna feel like it. Sweet, glorious treasure. If only I was scratched right now, I could heal up by collecting treasure, but unfortunately, once again, they're just asking too much, as I'm asking for stuff that the game does not care for. You know, the game doesn't care what I want. Okay, cool. We've got ourselves a Mega Bomb. Push for Mega Bomb. Do it, Drill Sergeant. You know you want to. He's even useless at pushing Mega Bombs. Right when you thought Drill Sergeant couldn't get any more useless, you then bear witness to this abysmal gameplay before you. Luckily though, we are going to finally collect Drill Sergeant's Soul Gem this episode, so we finally get to see some much superior Drill Sergeant gameplay, because what's better than playing a Drill Sergeant is not playing as him at all and instead watching gameplay of him. That is far superior to playing as Drill Sergeant. I'd rather do anything with Drill Sergeant besides playing with a character. You know, messing around with a toy, that sounds so much more fun than messing around with him in game because his gameplay is that lackluster. I cannot emphasize this enough. So, let's get this bomb rolled on out of here. I want to hurry up and get to Drill Sergeant Soul Gem already so we can stop playing as him and start watching his gameplay instead. Where are you going? Freaking troll bomb. You're supposed to roll downhill, man. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I can get the shortcut successfully.
Skylanders of the Earth element are stronger in this zone.
Yes, I got the shortcut. Let's freaking go, man. Let's go. Ha! We just kind of charged him straight back into the bomb there, we did. Anyway, let's grab the food. Oh, that's 2 pieces of food. Don't mind if we do. Drill Sergeant's almost fully healed up by that. I am well aware that Earth is stronger here, but there's not really much point in switching out for Earth when Tech is going to pop back up in literal microseconds. As soon as we blow up this wall, Tech will be back, so we might as well just stick as Drill Sergeant and save ourselves for time, you know? No point in wasting time, where wasting time would be completely unnecessary. At the end of the day, like, I treasure my time as much as you guys do yours. Time is one thing you don't get back, so what's the point in wasting those extra precious seconds of it doing something that I don't need to do So now those seconds, they all add up. So eventually I get a minute of extra time, then I get an hour of extra time. And the next thing you know, it's a full day of extra time I've saved up just by not switching Skylanders. Okay, let's blow this up. Boom, baby. It's out of here, bro. It's out of here. This is a moment where I realised that no new element even pops up here. I'm clearly not very familiar with this level because no new elements pop up here. So if I swapped out for Bash, then I'd be able to be playing through this entire section right now as Bash, which would be so much more fun than what I'm currently doing. Okay, cool. Let's get those guys out of here. Got him! I always feel sorry for him. Almost anyway, and as we all know, almost doesn't quite count now, does it? Okay, let's just take that cheese and then take a rocket to the face. Why not? And a grenade to the face. Yeah, what haven't I been hit by yet? How about I go out my way to make sure I'm hit by it? How does that plan sound? Sounds like, in my personal opinion, not a great plan. Okay, trolls and a tank have just summoned in, so let's see what we can do from back here. Luckily, this is what I have my rocket path for, but it's not currently hitting the tank. At least I'm taking out the trolls, that's great. Okay, now I'm down here, and the tank is still shooting me. Oh wait, no, never mind, the tank is dead. I have no idea when I killed it, but I killed it all safe, so I'm okay with that. We have one final flag to raise, and then we can be done with Goo Factory. We can tackle Battlefield, which is definitely one of my preferred levels in this game. I do quite enjoy myself a little bit of Battlefield. And I also love how short levels are in this game. This series has been so fast-paced so far, at least in terms of recording it, thanks to just how quickly we're getting through all these chapters. Okay, cool. We signaled for capture of that there base, even though we didn't even capture it. Like, the tank came in at the last minute. So, with enemies still in the area, technically we didn't capture it, and yet we raised the flag for it anyway, and concluded the level where we stood, because I couldn't be asked to take on that tank, not with a character as weak as Joe Sargent, currently being helmed on the portal. No, thank you. No, sorry, I'm good. Alright, I'm good. I'm super good. Anyway, let's blast off again. We cleared in under 6 minutes 30, which seems to be a common thing we're being successful at throughout the series. Completing the speedrun objectives, not that those are the objectives we're going after. You know what, an extra objective being checked off? I'm okay with that. Okay, this is all completely unnecessary and unskippable. A truly potent combination, an awful potent combination at that. Absolutely. Bloody awful. No idea why I did that with my face, but why not, right? You make funny noises when your mouth goes like this.
Unfortunately, they've already been using it to develop a slew of new weapons.
No! Okay, let's just get this over with. We'll be fine. We have this in the bag. Travel to Battlefield? Absolutely. Let's go and garner ourselves an internal tech source to boot, where we can finally have the debut of the two missing Skylanders so far, Igknight and Ghost Roaster. It's about time we got around to them, especially given Igknight is my favourite Skylander and all that. So yes, let's watch as Battlefield loads in and takes its time. Ooh. Hello, Snuckles, Special Agent Snuckles. Never mind, he's not panicking. You're not fooling anyone, Snuckles.
Come on, Snuckles. You can do this.
Oh, I believe in you, Snuckles. Can't you tell from the look on my face right now, just the absolute 1000% belief I have in Snuckles. I say this without a hint of sarcasm or shadow of doubt. I know, my face is very convincing right now. As is my lack of sarcasm, because as we all know, I am never sarcastic. This is why I'm not Ravenclaw, guys. Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, and I'm not even good at that. This is why I'm not a Ravenclaw. Ravenclaws are witty, and having wit is one thing I do not quite possess. Load up! Oh, we got him. Okay, let's take out this fool right now. Ah! The grenade, man, that was a lot of damage being stacked up against me, but luckily for us, Drill Sergeant, he's doing just fine. Okay, take out that trollish fella and continue through the trenches. We'll be continuing through the trenches. We will fight in the trenches, and however the rest of Winston's speech goes, You know, something about fighting on beaches, fighting on fields, something along those lines. I mean, Churchill was quite the leader, quite influential, so you'd believe that what he said would be important. Hence why I'm quoting it now. Terribly, mind you, but I'm quoting it all the same. Okay, I'm not quite dealing with these guys as well as I did for last guys, am I? They weren't quite dispatched as efficiently. I'm telling you right now, this garbage piece of garbage, he's going to be our first casualty. I'm totally calling it. I can predict the future, and Drill Sergeant will be our first defeat. Maybe not in Series 1, in Series 2 certainly will be at least. And then we're going to lose the might of his WoW power ability, and it's going to be very sad, because I'll have to go through the rest of Carryon Locke without his overpowered WoW power ability, which is the only thing that Drill Sergeant have, which is worth a damn. Here we go with his preview without further ado. I was alluding to this earlier, and now we have the most superior fashion of gameplay for Drill Sergeant you will ever bear witness to. This preview actually makes him look fun, which is why the preview is deceiving. What's funny is that still an element of the area hasn't popped up, or if it did, I completely missed it. So if I swapped out the Bash, then I would have been playing as Bash until this exact moment, where obviously fire pops up. So it is time for his debut. That is if I can actually place him onto the portal successfully. I got a little bit too excited now. I threw him on the portal with such power, it just kind of bounced right off of me. It was quite funny to see that behind the scenes it was. Boom! Oh, he just comes in and destroys everything. Oh wait, oh wait, oh wait. Ah, I couldn't control it. This guy does have his upgrades, right? I mean, he should, so let's check him out. Order of the Burning Blade, double Mega Slam on the Inferno Blade. So he definitely has all of his upgrades, alright. Why I couldn't control his flame is beyond me. But I can at least charge him with powerful attack. So boom! One hit and they are dead, more or less. Okay, now I can control it. So I was controlling it earlier, so I could defeat these guys from afar before I even approached them. Let's grab that food back there. And finish him off. Sweet! That's what I call powerful attack right there. I'm enjoying this very much right now. Igknight is so fun. And hopefully he can last throughout the entire series, because if any Skylander deserves to last throughout the entirety of the series, to make it from beginning to end, it is this guy right now. We've got to have some of these characters survive from the beginning to the end. After all, characters even survive from Walking Dead from the beginning to end. So if characters can survive in that universe from beginning to end, characters can survive this Locke as well. That's how it goes. Okay, Daryl and Carol made it to the very end of the main show. And soon enough, by the time this episode goes live, actually, for Rick and Michonne's show would have started up. And boy, am I excited for that. I've bought a VPN so I can actually, hide my current location, so I can basically flip to an American server and watch AMC Plus, utilising that. And so that is how I will be watching Those Who Live when it comes out. I have just watched Dow Dixon, which I think was a really fun series. Had some amazing action pieces. I do think the characters were lackluster at best. I really did not care for side characters whatsoever. And unfortunately, none of them died, so there wasn't exactly stakes behind the story. But I enjoyed it all the same. It was just some mindless action and zombie violence to keep me entertained for 5.5 hours straight. And now we have Those Who Live to look forward to, where Rick finally returns after his departure from the main show, and Rick, alongside Daryl and Carol, can be one of the few from Season 1 to have survived towards the end of the Walking Dead zombie apocalypse. I mean, the same can be said for Morgan as well. He's obviously still around based on the conclusion of Fear the Walking Dead, which did not have a good conclusion, mind you, unlike the mainline show, which I think had a very satisfying conclusion. But then Fear the Walking Dead, everything about the finale, I mean everything, disappointed me. There wasn't a single good thing I can say about that finale to Fear the Walking Dead. In fact, there's not really many good things I can say about the show, period.
Looks like a job for you.
The best characters they had, they killed off quickly, and the worst characters they had kept having so many fake out deaths that when characters actually fucking died, you never believed it for a second. Charlie shot herself in the bloody head, and I was still expecting her to come back at some point. Yeah, that show did not handle death very well. Okay, time for the debut of Ghost Roaster, whom hasn't even fully upgraded. I said in a previous episode that I do not believe he would be fully upgraded. Well, I changed that between the two, between recording this episode and the last episode. So that has been changed. Ghost Roaster is fully upgraded. So now, against Creepy Citadel, he stands a chance.
Then you can liberate the
A
source
small, tiny
yourself.
chance,
Thumbs up.
but a chance all the same. Okay, this guy is incredibly fucking easy for a boss fight. In fact, to call this a boss fight is a fucking joke. Wow, talk about friendly fire much. The tower did more damage to it than I did. Then I got stuck inside it, so it couldn't deal damage to me at the time, and I could deal damage to it. It was completely a one-sided battle. Ghost Roaster being the obliterative force that we know him as, and now, finally, not only does he get to debut in this episode, he gets to conclude it as well. We cleared it in under 4 minutes, which, yeah, given how quickly we took out that tank right there, I think it's abundantly clear that that speedrun objective was in the bag for us. Now, let's press the best button on the video game for skip button, get this unnecessary deep stew out of here so we can prepare for the Undead Trilogy in the next episode. First things first, though, we've got more cutscenes right here, unskippable ones at that, so the worst kind of cutscenes, these ones. I can't even press the best button on the video game, the skip button. I can't do it, okay? The game said no, and it's tragic. You thought the Iron Claw was tragic and emotionally devastating? That kind of raw emotion can't hold a candle to the ultimate devastation of unskippable cutscenes. They are truly the bane of one's existence, most notably mine, because I'm saying so right now that it is. This is how talking works. I open my mouth and words come out. That's what talking means. But that being said and done, we have the Undead Trilogy to enjoy in the next episode, and until then we have an outro to see us through until that moment arises. So let's get to it. I cannot, in good conscience, end off this video without first thanking all of my incredible channel members whose continued support help make these videos possible. Without them, these videos would be near impossible to make, so from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every last one of them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, there are plenty of options on screen now to explore, and please consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. On that note, this video is coming to an end, so thank you so much as always for watching. Until the next video arises, peace!